Israel's latest attack on southern Lebanon is part of what Iranian leadership says violated that ceasefire yesterday. Israel says it's an effort to stop Hezbollah terrorists, but some say thousands are now displaced and critics are calling it an invasion. Michael Sandlin connected with some members of the local Lebanese community to get their reaction. Michael, what did they share with you?
Well, Jeff, they're terrified. I spoke with two men here in town who still have family members there right now, and they say those family members are surviving strikes paid for in part by the U.S. government. It's created a frustrating dichotomy. America is home, but they say it's also funding attacks on their family's homeland.
They're basically dodging missiles, and they will joke, like, we'll talk to you tomorrow, maybe, if we're still alive. Imagine that.
This is our life. This is our family, and it's being torn to shreds.
The last few days have been gut-wrenching for Nadine Salem and Elias Hajar, keeping in touch with family back in Lebanon as Israel continues to press on its attack. So far, no one they know has been hurt, but in Hajar's case, a precious family symbol has been destroyed, the doors of his father's family home.
You know, that the doors symbolize, you know, where we came from and where this certain level of hospitality was born. Last week, the city of Majgara, where my dad was from, was bombed, and the glass was blown out of the door of the house, and the door was knocked down.
Hajar has a mural of the doors painted on a Monroe Street office space. Now, they're the only depiction he has left. Salem has a similar story. He actually grew up in Lebanon and has taken his family there as well. He says the street where he grew up was also hit.
Corniche al-Mazra is where we grew up. I remember little children that are always trying to sell Kleenex, gum, flowers, just to make a living. They're there, and the Corniche al-Mazra was bombed without notice. This is not Hezbollah. These aren't people who are a threat to you.
Al Jazeera reports over 1,000 have died in Lebanon since the start of Israel's invasion on March 16th. And their latest attack on Wednesday, dubbed Operation Eternal Darkness by the Israeli military, reportedly targeted civilian centers. But these men say the hardest part to swallow is that it's all being paid for in part with their tax dollars.
We're funding it. You know, the taxes that, you know, we have a relatively large, you know, company that, you know, pays a lot in taxes to a government that is supporting the killing and murder of innocent people.
Both men say it's time for the U.S. government to take a hard look at its relationship with the Israeli military and decide whether the deal is worth the blood it's spilling.
There is no other way to say it. You don't fund genocide. You don't fund ethnic cleansing.
Before I'm American or Lebanese, I'm a human. And this is a war against humanity.
Now, the AP has reported that Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has approved talks with Lebanon after their latest attacks. Currently, they are set for next week, but Netanyahu also said there will be no ceasefire in the meantime. In studio, I'm Michael Sandlin for WTOL 11.